I'm sorry. Why is it so hard to say I'm sorry? I mean, it's hard enough for adults to say we're sorry, but have you ever seen a stubborn child when you say you need to tell them you're sorry and they just either refuse or their whole demeanor changes and they just have this whole attitude thing going where they are not going to say they're sorry. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember the Happy Days with the Fonz on there. He would stumble over the word. He couldn't even get sorry out. Yeah, why is it? Is it that we aren't really sorry? Is it that we are too proud to admit that we've done something wrong? Is it because we're ashamed or embarrassed? Is it all of the above? I don't know. But I do know that saying I'm sorry is something that children really, really struggle with. And it hit me when my girls were young. Maybe they really weren't sorry when I told them to say they were sorry. Probably most of the time they weren't. If they had taken a toy or they had done something that hurt their sibling, to tell them to say they were sorry, especially at that moment, they probably were angry. They probably weren't sorry at all. So if I forced them and said, you will say you're sorry, go tell your sister that you're sorry, and I forced them to do that, then I was really forcing them to tell a lie. I was encouraging or making them, as their mom, tell something that wasn't true because at the time they weren't feeling sorry. So I started changing the way I looked at how to handle that situation. I didn't let them off the hook. What I did instead was I had them verbally admit that they were wrong. They didn't have to say they were sorry. Sorry was a issue that I would work on later with their heart. It's a heart issue, but I did make them admit that what they had done was wrong. So if they got into an argument with their brother or sister or friend or whomever, I would say, okay, what you did was wrong. You need to go and tell that person what you did was wrong. You need to own up to it. So I would have them say, pushing you was wrong, or it was wrong of me to take your toy. And then I would discuss with them, how that made that person feel. And we would work on compassion and we would work on empathy. And we would get to a point where it was easier for them to say that they were sorry. But it was a growing process. And it helped to kind of talk about the I'm sorry part a little bit later after those emotions had settled down a little bit. But like I said, I did make them admit and own up to the fact that what they had done was wrong. It was really awesome if they would go back later on their own and say, and I'm sorry. But I'm going to tell you, that didn't happen a lot. Another thing that I think really helps your child be able to say they're sorry is to hear it. And like I said earlier, a lot of times it's hard for us as adults to say, I'm sorry. But it's okay. I mess up a lot. I've had to tell my kids I'm sorry a lot. And that's okay. I'm human. And they need to learn that they are too. And that all people, regardless of age, mess up and make mistakes and do things that they're sorry for. And so I always try to make it a point when I know that I have done something that has hurt someone's feelings or have handled a situation incorrectly, not only to say, I really didn't handle that well, but then to also quickly say, and I'm very sorry. I'm sorry that I hurt you. And sometimes just saying I'm sorry when you haven't done anything at all, but you know that they're hurting. If they got into an argument with their friend at school and they're feeling really bad about it, just saying, hey, I am really sorry that you're feeling this way. Even though it's not my fault, I'm still sorry that they're feeling that way. So I think all of those examples will help you be able to encourage and help your child get to the point where they can say they're sorry. But I do feel very, very strongly about not forcing them to apologize, because oftentimes when we force them to apologize, they're really not sorry. And so it's our goal as a parent to get them to want to be sorry. Get them to, like I said, own up to whatever it is that they did that was wrong, admit that, and then work on their heart so that they will be able to be compassionate and to show empathy and to be able to say, I'm sorry, and not do it like this, sorry, because obviously that's not true sorrow. All right. Well, I hope that helps. I hope it helps you maybe look at things a little differently and have a little different perspective. And if not, I'm sorry. See you later.